On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk, I have the level of insight of how a man thinks because you're not a man. So you still dating and me being married for 18 years, my weight as what a man thinks when this is happening carries much further than what it is that you're saying. So what I'm saying is more relevant. Let's be clear. Got it?
If you would like to think that, that's fine. But the reality is that you have not dated, and you that I know of, I mean, I'm not trying to say it like that, but you haven't dated any men. So
how about this? How about me, Trill, and Humble Dad just go ahead and bow out of this conversation because Trill is married. He's been married for a significant amount of time. I've been married for a significant amount of time. I know Humble Dad got his numbers up, until whatever happened. So how about I let you tell us what men think about what it is that we say when we say we want to hold on, and it's not that big of a deal.
It doesn't have to be like this. And that's not to say that a man can't see a woman and be like, I'm going to go with the flow and then fall madly, deeply in love with her. That can absolutely happen. But like in the beginning, in my opinion, I think that men do know what they want. And if they know that they want you, you're going to know. And it's not going to be anything that anyone is confused about.
But so are you knowing if you want that man before the first date?
It's not about him. It's not about him. It's not about if I want him. It's
no,
about
what I want. Can they answer my question first? Do you know if you want that man before the first date? If you want that man in your life, you could be dating with the purpose of dating to be married.
Are you talking about like online connections and stuff?
No, I'm just talking before you actually go on a date with him. Before
no, it's not. It's not about you as a woman. I don't think so. A man knows that if he's ready, he's ready.
No, but I'm asking.
Therefore, he's not going to say, I'm going with the flow necessarily on a date because he's dating with intentions.
No, but I get that. But I'm asking a different question. Before you go on a date with a man, do you know if that's the guy before you go on a date with him? Is that the man that you want to be with? Do you think it's vice versa? I'm just asking. Different question.
Yeah, not necessarily, but on a first date, I'm not thinking, I'm just going to go with the flow. Dating with intentions, meaning I'm going on a date to see if you are potential. A man going to be a potential candidate. So I'm not going to say I'm just going with the flow. No, I'm going on a date for a reason.
So if a man says he's going with the flow, does that mean he's not dating with intentions?
Yes, that's exactly what that means.
I wouldn't assume that.
Flow is not in the flow. When you flowing, you're just kind of you're
in the breeze everywhere and you anywhere you want to be. That is totally different than you're looking for a specific person.
He doesn't know nothing about you.
With. But it's not about them. Like I said, it's about what you want. So anybody that I'm speaking to, if I say that means that's what I want. So if he's saying that to me and I don't want that, then that's a red flag. If I'm looking for a relationship, I'm looking for a husband, and this guy on the date says, and prior to getting to the date, we've done the conversations because people dating with intention aren't wasting time going on dates based on attraction. We've had conversations, we talked on the phone maybe a couple of weeks or whatever, and we vibed out to see if it's going to be worth the date. So by the time you get to the date, if you're saying like, so what are your plans? Like, what are you doing with your life? What do you want in terms of relationships? And he says, I'm just going with the flow. I'm just chilling. That's a red flag to me. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, that's totally cool. Like, I just honestly, I just categorize you. Like, you are,
you know
what I'm saying? You're one of those fun guys. Cool.
Yeah. And even with dating and dating seriously, any man that's telling you he's kind of going with the flow doesn't have a plan.
That too.
You don't have a plan. You plan for careers, you plan for relationships, you plan for families. It's not a going with the flows. No, you need a little structure.
Especially if you've grown. I mean, if we're 22, listen, we just got out of college. We're in our first couple of years of this job thing. And then like we're dating. That's different. But like mid-30s, you're telling me you still going with the flow? What have you been doing for the last 10 years? I just want to know. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm so glad that you guys are so passionate. It was remarkable.
Let's get what the men think. If they said this before.
Men, so we've heard the women break down their feelings. Let's chime in. How do we feel about it? Like, is it true?
These chicks is overthinking this whole thing so much. Yo, I've been married for 18 years and I still say I'm just going with the flow right now. Like, it's not that complicated. It's like, oh no, he got to be with intention. Oh no, he got to be on it. If he says it to me and he's 35, clearly he's on the X list. That is the silliest thing. Yo, I'm going with the flow. I don't even know what rental car company I'm going with when I fly to Atlanta tomorrow. I'm just going with the flow. Right now, I'm going with the flow with the rental car company. I just don't think that deep into it. Listen, if a dude like you or he into you, it's not going to be based off of the fact that he said he's going with the flow. You overthinking it. It's going to be based off of the fact that he don't really make time to see you because he ain't really rocking with you like that because you ain't that deep. Like you just not it, baby girl. You a moment. You know what I'm saying? We slot the girls that we rock with and we don't. But going with the flow can genuinely just be based off of the fact that he just chilling. He not pressed. He not in no rush. He's in a good space to where he's always focused on slotting his priorities and things like that. But you know how it is that he's going to move with a woman is going to be dictated by his actions and not by the fact that he said that he going with the flow or something like that. Like, I don't get where y'all see that a dude saying that he's going with the flow indicates that he not really rocking with you. That's confusing to me.
I think the reason that you don't get it is because I think you haven't dated since like what 2000. It's 2000.
I didn't know it said if you was married or not, and if you wanted.
I mean, but Anton, think about it. You're always talking about the women on the panel that are not married, that don't have kids or whatever, and what they can and cannot or should not speak on. So you as a person who has never really dated in your adult life, it makes sense that you don't understand this.
I date my wife every single day. It's the reason why.
I get it. She's your wife.
Hold on, give me a second. Let me speak to you. Let me speak to your point really quickly.
The same as dating.
Let me speak to your point really quickly. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
It said if men say it. So what you're saying is probably less relevant than what I say because I'm actually a man.
Have you dated any men?
You're still dating.
Then you can't necessarily come from this.
Even if you're still dating for the rest of your life, you still will never have the level of insight of how a man thinks because you're not a man. So you still dating and me being married for 18 years, my weight as what a man thinks when this is happening carries much further than what it is that you're saying. So what I'm saying is more relevant. Let's be clear. Got it?
If you would like to think that, that's fine. But the reality is that you have not dated, and you that I know of, I mean, I'm not trying to say it like that, but you haven't dated any men. So
how about this? How about me, Trill, and Humble Dad just go ahead and bow out of this conversation because Trill is married. He's been married for a significant amount of time. I've been married for a significant amount of time. I know Humble Dad got his numbers up, until whatever happened. So how about I let you tell us what men think about what it is that we say when we say we want to hold on, and it's not that big of a deal.
It doesn't have to be like this.